You can feel something's off, but no amount of staying positive seems to fix it. What if the discomfort isn't a problem to push through, but a message your soul has been trying to get you to hear? Hi, and welcome to the U World Order Showcase podcast, where we feature life health transformational coaches and spiritual entrepreneurs stepping up to be the change that they seek in the world. I'm your host, Jill Hart, the Coach's Alchemist, on a mission to empower coaches and entrepreneurs to amplify their voice, monetize their mission, and get visible. If you're ready to start attracting premium clients without chasing algorithms or hunting people down like a banshee on a mission, head over to coachesalchemist.com and schedule your free client acquisition audit. It's the first step to building a business where your clients seek you out. Today, we are chatting with Jacqueline Jenson. Jacqueline is an award-winning speaker, certified Akashic Records practitioner, and lifelong intuitive who has communicated with angels since childhood. After 20 years as a paralegal, she answered a deeper calling, blending background precision with spiritual depth to help people uncover hidden misalignment, restore inner harmony, and move forward with clarity and confidence using her signature Aurora's method. Welcome to the show, Jacqueline. It's great to have you with us today.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Okay, let's ask you the big question. Are you ready?
Yes, let's
What's
go.
the most significant thing, in your opinion, as individuals we can do to make an impact on how the world is going?
Number one is be in alignment with yourself. Live authentically and show up authentically in all areas of your life. The world needs more authenticity.
It does for sure. I think we're just moving into an age where people are just so tired of the fake it till you make it crowd because you never make it when you're faking it. You're always trying to be something else, not who you're designed to be.
Agreed. And I,
So you started out as a paralegal and now you're in kind of the whole woo world, which is to me a little different, like shifting tracks on the railroad. Does how did you end up over on this track?
that is a great question. And that's often one that gets asked a lot because they are very different worlds. The very logic, deadline driven,
Mhm.
analytical to the more open attunement spiritual realm. The big pivotal moment for me was when my mom passed away, and it caused me to kind of do a hard look at myself of what legacy do I want to leave this world? What impact do I want to have on this world? So when I die, will people notice? And what legacy am I leaving behind?
You've always talked to angels, it seems like. And so how did you get from this is who I am to the paralegal world where it's like we're gonna follow these rules and we do things in this structured way and there's no talking to angels about what the best move is. It's just whatever's gone before.
Yeah, so with seeing and communicating with angels, I had that since I was a kid, and I would do that kind of just on my own and just in my life. But I quickly learned that's one of those things that not everyone believed in or thought I was crazy. And so then it became something that I hid, that I didn't tell people about, that and in some ways, I kind of shut that down a little bit. Not completely turned it off, but it was kind of like, okay, I don't really need this or want this in the way that I do now. And so, just kind of over the years, I would have different experiences where they would come through and be like, hey, I need you to tell this person this. And so
Hmm.
those opportunities would come and I would utilize them. But for the most part, I just kind of kept things to myself. And so that was just kind of my personal side part. And then, the career aspect, it's like, okay, well, what am I good at? And my OCD perfectionism is great when it comes to legal work.
Yeah, I can see how that would fit in there.
Yeah, just a little bit. And so that's kind of where I went with my career. Got my bachelor's degree in paralegal studies. And so that's where I kind of took off with my legal career.
Excuse me, just a second. We're we're gonna overcome this cough one of these days. So, you work with Akashic Records and Angelic Guidance. How do these tools help people get clarity and access to what they should be doing? And I hate to use the word should, but how do they take that? I feel like there's got to be something more to life than what I'm experiencing aspect, and using the tools that you use get to clarity around how they should move forward. And is that what you help people with?
Yes, I do. And how that gets utilized is number one, it helps them to recognize, okay, yes, here is what you're feeling, here is what you're experiencing. So bringing some validation to what is going on. Because sometimes we think, oh, is it just in my head? Am I just overthinking this? Am I just too emotional? We have those moments where we even question what we are even experiencing. And so utilizing the Akashic Records and the angelic guidance can help to bring number one, validation to what it is that you are actually experiencing. And number two, also providing additional perspective around what's going on. Whether that is, hey, here's something that's happening in your subconscious, or hey, here's an energy that's coming into play here to bring your awareness to. And sometimes it might be here's a subconscious pattern that has been playing out, whether in just this lifetime or even across lifetimes. And how does that impact you right now? And how do you want to address that? The great thing with the angelic guidance and the Akashic Records is nothing is, uh, now my mind just went blank on what I was saying. Nothing is like, it has to be this way.
Mhm.
It is, here is additional perspectives. Here is possibilities. Let's bring in this understanding, this 360-degree awareness and understanding of how all these different parts are coming into play with whatever the situation is. And then being able to have that agency and that guidance to know, okay, what do you want it to be? Now, what do you want to do with this information? And let's help address that and integrate this into you in the way that will bring that alignment and clarity going forward.
So how does, the a lot of people are just told, just think positive, just do all these affirmations. It's gonna happen for you tomorrow. How does that play into all of this? And how does that really keep people stuck rather than helping them move forward?
Yeah. Okay. So there is something to be said about being positive. So don't get me wrong there. Like, it is important to have a good attitude, a positive attitude. But when you take it to the level of, hey, even if I have this um, nagging feeling coming up in my body that something feels off, something doesn't feel right, but yet, hey, I'm going to be positive because that's what I need to do. I don't want to be bringing anyone else down. There's a way to be able to kind of sit with what is going on within you without dragging other people down. There is a balance that can be had there. And so, with focusing just on being positive and doing just that, then you push down and you ignore those other aspects of yourself that are wanting to be heard and seen, because emotions are there to let us know something's going on. It's like, hey, I want to be seen here. Hey, I'm scared or I'm afraid of what's happening, or this doesn't feel right. Let's connect internally to be like, okay, why does this not feel right? Is it just fear of the unknown, or is it this doesn't align with my core values of who I want to be?
So when it comes to coaching, do you coach people one-on-one or in groups? How does all of your help look? And I know I want to talk about the Aura's um, system as well. So can you kind of cover all that?
Yeah. So I work one-on-one primarily. I do host in-person small group events where I do training and also a guided sound bath visualization utilizing the Akashic Records to help with release and also integration. So my sessions are primarily one-on-one. Like I said, I do those group events as well. My one-on-one sessions, we get in and focus on a lot of different things. And a lot of it has to do with where the client is right now, whether it's seeking clarity or whether they feel like life is great and they just want to up level to that next level of consciousness to help up level the consciousness of the planet. So a wide variety of where people are at with that. And so you mentioned the auras method. And what that is number one, accessing wisdom that's beyond your mind. So tuning into that angelic realm, utilizing the Akashic records, really tuning in with your body too, and recognizing what that looks like for you and how that feels within your body as well. So also unlocking your soul's blueprint, which is understanding what is that alignment for you on a soul level and understanding what that looks like for you in this moment in time. And then restoring that harmony to mind, body, and soul. When you're in alignment, all three of those aspects are in harmony with each other. So recognizing when it's out and what's going on and helping to bring that back into harmony, which then activates that deep inner alignment because all aspects are in full alignment with who you are at that soul level. And by doing that, then that shifts your energy to attract new possibilities going forward.
I love that. So when you help people with the Akashic Records, I've had people that do the accessing for the client, and I've had people that just show their clients how to access the Akashic Records on their own. Which method do you go with? Or is it a combination, depending on where that person is?
Yeah. So I primarily focus on accessing the records for the client.
Mhm.
There are some phenomenal teachers that teach how to access the records, which if you are listening to this and you are curious about the Akashic Records and are wanting to learn how to do it, I do highly recommend finding a practitioner who is trained on it to train you in how to do that properly, because of the sacred nature of the records and all that's involved. That being said, I primarily help with opening and accessing the records for the client, but not just with that, it's also providing them tools and techniques that they can use on an everyday basis as well. So it's not just informational brain dump, here you go, but also, okay, here's some actual practical tools and things that you can do going forward that can assist you as well.
Do you want to share with the audience what the Akashic Records is? Because I know there are listeners out there that are just like, yeah, I hear that word all the time, but I really, you know how we hear some jargon and it's like, yeah, I know I've heard it, but I don't really understand what it is or how it can help me.
Yeah. So the Akashic Records is a energetic field of infinite possibilities. It is a space energetic field that holds the experiences, knowledge, wisdom of everything that everyone and everything has ever experienced. So everything your soul has experienced since its inception, thoughts, feelings, emotions, experiences, wisdom, knowledge, all of that information resides in this Akashic field. And we have that ability to be able to tap into that, to bring that knowledge kind of to the forefront of our physical awareness and being.
Does it, is the reader impacted by the actual reading of the record? And the reason I'm asking this is in my line of thought, we're all connected, and in pulling out information, you're also pulling it through you. Does this question even make sense?
I think I know what you're getting at. And that's one of again, one of the reasons why I highly encourage if people are wanting to learn from a teacher
Mhm.
on how to do that, because there is, um, that's one of the things with being an Akashic Records practitioner. The way I approach it is more kind of like a channel rather than it going through me and out. It's kind of more like tapping into this channel that comes straight to them, and I'm tuning into this. So it's
Mhm.
not always direct, but kind of
Mhm.
a little bit of a loop, if that makes sense. But some people do it differently. But that's kind of how I like to approach it because I want that information to be pure as it's coming to the client, that they receive that clean, unbiased view and information.
So it's more like a reflective process than a transmittive process.
It's kind of both.
And how do the angels work into all of this? Do you work with the angels when you're coaching, or is this just like something that exists over here and always has for you? Are they like your posse, your friend posse, or are they like actively involved in what you're doing?
They are also actively involved. So the services I offer are Akashic record readings and healings, and then also angel readings. And so with when it comes to the angels and how they work, they are utilized quite a bit in my sessions. And sometimes it's just because I set the intention that that which is needed for the client will come through. That's of the highest good for the client's highest good.
Mhm.
And so it's very common for different angels to come in to provide insights or guidance or support. And for my angel readings, I often will kind of the premise with that is understanding, okay, well, what angels are around you and what impact are they having on you, positive or negative, and learning how to kind of manage your spirit guides, your angel team, whatever you want to call it, and finding that kind of balance and management of that.
So you help them identify who their spiritual team is and communicate with them. Is that what I'm getting?
Yes.
And do you channel your own angels or do you just, there's a difference between channeling and then just translating. Like you get a message and then you just tell somebody versus channeling where it's just like coming through you and you might not even be totally conscious of what you're talking about.
Right. So generally, it's more of like that transmission of the translating, like what's coming in, I share. There are some times where I do channeling.
Mhm.
I have had some client sessions where that's what came through that they needed was a channeled message. So channeling does play a part, but it tends to be kind of more on a um, occasional basis rather than the norm.
Interesting. All of these pieces, they're always around and we can all access these things, but most of us are just like, can't be bothered. So, until we really need it. And then at that point, you should hire somebody like Jacqueline to help you walk through what this could really look like for you. So how do people decide if they're going to be a good fit for you or not? What would they be experiencing that they would be like, "Oh yeah, I need to come see her."
So number one is you're open to this kind of thing. Like
Yeah.
if you are skeptical and you're like, yeah, I don't really believe it, then don't bother coming to me. I love working with people who are open. And even if you don't fully 100% understand, that's fine. But being open to learning more and craving the knowledge of what is your soul trying to tell you right now, that you know that you're meant for more or that there's something that's just out of reach that you can't quite put your finger on. Come to me. Let's uncover that. Let's find out what that is for you.
I love that. So I'm going to go back to that feeling of something being off. If someone is experiencing that right now, and What is their soul most likely trying to communicate, and what's one aligned step they can take to begin restoring peace?
Their soul is most likely trying to tell them you're that they're out of alignment somewhere, whether that's physically, emotionally, relationship wise, that there's something that they are unsettled with. And an aligned step that they can take, and I know this sounds cliche, but don't just be like, oh yeah, and discount that. This is actually a really helpful step that people can take, and that is just free write. And if you aren't a writer, talk it out. I'm a verbal processor, so sometimes I like to just talk it out. And what that does is it starts to get you out of your logic brain. And it also allows your emotions to come up. It allows that unfiltered part of you to come out. And it's when you're doing that that you will start to notice, oh, I didn't realize I felt this way. Oh, why is that coming out? But it's as you're letting the floodgates open and letting everything come out, then you can start to notice those different parts. So you're like, oh, that's something I actually need to look into a little bit more, and bringing that awareness to know where to start.
Would you recommend that they record it like on their phone or even a video recording of them just verbally talking, or are you just talking, just talk?
I like to do it like you can voice record it, or you
Mhm.
can even like do it in ChatGPT. So then you can like have a transcription or in
Oh,
Word or
that's a good
something
idea.
where it can also go into Word document so that you can read it afterwards as well. I
Mhm.
do think it is helpful to record that, but it's also not necessarily a requirement either.
Mhm.
But if you are one who likes to verbal process, I do think it's beneficial after you've kind of verbal processed parts, or if there's different things that stand out, write those parts that stand out so that you have something to visually see and process.
I like the idea of using ChatGPT for this because you can verbally dump in there. You can get a copy, but you can also get ChatGPT to go through it and scan it for pieces that are connected. And sometimes it can give you some, I use this lightly, guidance, because the thing with AI is that it is not sentient, it is not a human being, and it is not capable of processing emotions. And so, while it may seem all touchy-feely, the information you get back may or may not be correct.
Yes.
Don't just because AI told you something, believe it. So in that aspect, you can get some like fuzzy edged information, but do reach out to a human being who actually knows about this stuff, somebody like Jacqueline, who can actually help you process what you're feeling and what your soul's trying to tell you. AI doesn't have a soul, so it's not capable of helping you find your soul or listen to your soul.
Yeah. And to go along with that too is there's one thing with just the words that are said, and there's a
Mhm,
whole nother thing with the tone that they are said with, or
mhm.
the emotion that comes out with particular phrase or something that you say, and you're like, oh, that got me a little choked up when I said that. That's an indication of, oh, there is something there for you to explore and to address. And I do want to say with all this too, like, this doesn't mean that you are broken and you need to fix things. This isn't about fixing you, it's about understanding you on a different level and embracing and bringing your whole awareness in your body, heart, and soul into oneness and wholeness.
And there's so much freedom in that. It's an amazing sense of well-being when you're all aligned and when you have a roadmap for staying aligned. And when you have community and you have people in your world that can help you navigate these sorts of situations and help you bring it all together, there's just like, there's nothing like it, really. It's easy to get to feeling like, oh, we're just out here all by ourselves and we're having these weird thoughts and these weird feelings. And society tells us that this is wrong or this is crazy or this is whatever label they want to put on it for this week. It's not. You're here to be you. And I
Yeah,
like
you're
that you
here to
offer
be
that.
you and allow you to shine forth and be authentic.
Yeah. And I really feel like the world needs us all to be ourselves, not whatever these boxes that society wants to put us in.
Amen to that.
So people can find you at jacquelinejenson.com, and what will they find there?
That is a way that you can connect with me. And if you'd like to join my email list to receive soulful insights and information and be notified of events that I'm doing, that would be a great way to connect there. I also have a blog on that website where you can learn more about the Akashic Records and angel readings and all that fun stuff as well.
That's awesome. Thanks so much for joining us today, Jacqueline. This has been a great conversation.
Yeah, glad to have you.
To learn more about Jacqueline and to sign up for her soulful insights, updates, and inspiration, please visit jacquelinejenson.com, and we'll put that link in the show notes below. Thanks for tuning in today to the You World Order Showcase podcast. If you're ready to amplify your voice, monetize your mission, and start attracting premium clients, your next step is simple. Head to thecoachesalchemist.com and schedule your free client acquisition audit. Be sure to join us for our next episode as we share what others are doing to raise the global frequency. And remember, change begins with you. You have all the power to change the world. Start today and get visible.